Welcome to Zoe Olivia Mindset. I'm your host, Zoe, coach to the growth-minded high achiever, expert leader of full life transformations, and a voice for abundance, self-love, and mind, body, and soul alignment. This show is for out-of-the-box thinkers with big dreams, and every episode is designed to help you feel safe and free in your own skin, as well as guiding you in your healing and awakening journey. May you feel energized, expanded, safe, inspired, and free. Thank you for joining me. Let's go. Hello. How are you guys? It feels so good and so right to be home back here on the podcast. So thank you so much for tuning in. And I kind of want to start by just diving in today. So what I'm thinking for today's episode is it's kind of a lesson, but it's also me sharing my own story. Right? So before this episode, maybe even in previous episodes that I have recorded, you'll hear me using a specific word or phrase very frequently. And I'm here to kind of call myself out on it and to give you kind of more specifics of what I'm talking about. That word, that phrase, right? What I'm saying is the word healing. So pause. The old me, right, was very into saying, oh, I'm healing, healing girl summer, and talking about healing, because in my opinion, at that time, it was a word that honored, the investments I was making energetically, emotionally, financially in my own personal and professional growth and development. So that was the word that I chose to describe that. This word is also very normalized online. I think that you're going to hear me say all the time, we're in the best time ever that we can speak about these things. And you're going to see, if you're big on social media and you're on the social media apps, there's a lot of talk of healing, quote unquote, healing your traumas and healing this and healing that. And I want to be very specific here with where I'm going in this episode. This isn't to tell you that, if you're hurting, not to hurt, or that your hurt isn't right, or the things that don't feel good aren't right. That's not the goal of this episode. The goal of this episode is very specific, and it's to call myself out on something that I have learned from and since improved. So it's very possible that you've listened to prior episodes and you've talked about, or you're a friend or a family member or a client, or you've heard me say like, oh, we're all, we're healing. We're in a collective healing. Nature is healing. Like, this word healing is very hot right now. The truth of the matter, right? I believe it was one of my mentors who set me straight in a very, very loving way, right? And the way he did it, I'm taking a pause here because I'm like, do I even want to go into the etymology of like what the word healing means? Because it's an old English word and it's all about curing and saving, and that's kind of the etymology. That's where the word comes from. And so even though my intention when I was using it, was to honor the fact that I am tremendously motivated in my own personal and professional growth and development, one of my mentors lovingly told me, healing isn't the word. It's not aligned. It's not correct because it's not the truth. To be healing something signifies that it is broken, that it is not complete, that it's not whole, that it's not well innately. And that's just not the truth. My friends, that's just not the truth. And so with my intention of using this word to kind of, show some love to the light work, the shadow work, all that beautiful stuff that I was doing, I think it's really important to get on here and clarify that if you're someone who uses the word healing, look at what you're telling yourself, your mind, your body, or if you're in a conversation saying that, right? The word healing is literally saying that there's something wrong that has to be fixed. When the truth of the matter is that we are innately whole, we are innately healthy, we are innately abundant, and we have to remember that. So this may or may not be a shorter episode today, but I really did want to get this out there, right? To have us understand that there's nothing wrong with us and there's everything right with us. And coming to, in a loving way, in your own process, coming home to your own strength and your own beauty and your own uniqueness and your own inherent worth, your own inherent abundance, without having to prove anything, without having to fix anything. You just have to remember it's who you are. So you're not healing because you're not broken. Like, there's nothing wrong with you. Yeah, there might be things that have popped up in your reality to be addressed and cleaned up and looked at by you, but that doesn't mean you're less. That doesn't mean, there's a test to pass and you're going to fail and now you're not worthy and you have to fix it because you're broken. That's just not the truth. So I want us, and I know I do this in my group programs, I definitely do this in my one-on-ones, and I want to be more cognizant about doing it on the podcast, is really paying attention to the words that we speak, the language that we use in our thoughts, in our mouth conveyed to other. Because if we're being really real about it, yeah, we're here to have a great time and manifest all the things that we want, but we're here so much more than just for us. We're here to be in service of others. So we have to really check ourselves on the way that we're showing up in relationship, in connection, that we're not here to complain. We're not here to quote unquote trauma bond. I don't even want to use these normalized words. I use them because I know they're hot and they'll resonate with a lot of people who might have seen them or done some independent research on them. But we have to be very cognizant about the way that we're showing up in relationships, in connection, knowing that, we take ownership, that we create our realities. And we're also responsible for, if we get together with a friend, being kind of real with that friend too. And that means not saying things like, oh, you're just healing right now, and telling a friend, now that you're listening to this or you're learning or you're evolving, calling yourself out and being like, actually, I don't say I'm healing anymore because there's nothing wrong with me and I'm not broken. I'm not fixing. You can say you're growing, but really, really being able to show up first within yourself and then within relationship, in truth, in vulnerability, in the love of just being who you are, loving that you are whole and complete, and that's okay. That doesn't mean you're arrogant. That doesn't mean you think you're better than anyone else. It's who you are. It's your essence. Same with me, same with you if you're listening, same with the person that's bothering you right now, the person that you're so angry at. We're all inherently worthy. We're all inherently complete. We're all inherently abundant. So it's time that not only do we do everything we have to do to face, to meet that, to live that daily, but we hold ourselves accountable for the way that we're showing up in connection with others. Because like I said, yes, we are here to have an amazing time and, splendor and sensuality in terms of the physical pleasures of living in this world. And we're here for that all day, all night. Love it. I love talking about fancy, wealthy things too. We're here for that, but we're not just here for that. We're here for each other. We're not separate from each other. So if you're feeling lonely, if you're feeling not connected, it's about coming home to the truth that you are and you matter and you have a unique purpose. So this is just a little reminder podcast if you're listening to this. I love you immensely. And I want you to hear me when I say that you are worthy. You are whole. You are not healing because you're not broken. Are you growing? Are you evolving? Are you learning? Are you self-actualizing? Hell yeah. Whether you like it or not. Whether it's taking you longer than you expected or not, you're moving towards that path. So it's about how quickly you can remember and come home to that. That is who you really are, and that's okay. It's okay to be fucking awesome. It's okay to be abundant. It's okay to be complete. And it's okay to still be learning, because these things are true at the same time. They're not mutually exclusive. Like, I can look you dead in the face and say, I'm whole and complete and abundant, and I'm still learning. I'm still meeting my narratives. I'm still, catching limiting beliefs. I'm still learning the difference between aligned and misaligned in certain circumstances. And I'm very, on top of that. And that's what I'm here to do. And that's what we're all here to do. So I hope this one, lands in some capacity for you guys, because I think it's really, really important to know and to start to implement in your life, not just for you, but for everyone you come in contact with, you share, resonance with, for your future generations. Like, let's keep it clean, let's keep it high vibe, and let's keep it honest. And the honest truth is that you are worthy, you are complete, and you are whole. There is nothing broken about you. Okay, so I love you so, so, so much. If you're listening to this, keep an eye out for new programs that I am launching next week. We're going to have the Divine Mind call. So if you're not already in my group container and you want to hop in for that call, you can find the link. I'll post it in my show notes, and then go ahead and follow me on my my podcast Instagram, my new baby, at Zoe Olivia Mindset on Instagram. Shoot me a message. You can also shoot me a message on my main at the Zoe Olivia. And I look forward to connecting with you all. And I'm wishing you a beautiful rest of your day.